The time is now. You see the title of the video. Change plans. I'm doing it today. It is time to pick my 2024 March Madness bracket and see who my champion is. Again, this is all subject to change. This is my bracket. This is my official bracket, but I will let you know if I change because this is going to be super tough. I know what I think I'm doing in the first round. Once you get to that final four, I think is where I'm gonna have to actually think really hard about who my champion is. I'm gonna go back and forth on it. But let's, get into this. My tournament bracket last year, I didn't have a great bracket. I didn't. Year before I did. I picked Kansas winning it all, and they did. I'm not this year. I'm honestly not sure who I'm picking to win. I'm between two teams. I think you know what two teams I'm gonna be between. Two teams I've been hyping up all year long. I'm excited to get into it. All right, let's go. The East region. I'm taking UConn. Bold prediction, I know. I'm taking the Huskies here to take down Stetson. Shout out to Stetson for making their first ever NCAA tournament. But UConn, I'm going to have them going far in this bracket, I'll tell you that much. I'm going to take them to not get upset by the 16 seed. If they do, that just busts everyone's bracket. But yeah, I'm going to take them. Tough 8-9 matchup here between FAU and Northwestern. Of course, the Owls made the Final Four last year, had a great run. And they've returned pretty much the exact same team. You have Northwestern, who also made the tournament last year. Boo Buie leads them. This is a very tough one for me. I could change this by the time it is time to make by game time, and I'll let you know if any of my official bracket changes. But I'm gonna go with FAU right now. I'm leaning the Owls here just because the experience of Vlad going, I think, will be a problem for Northwestern. Northwestern doesn't have a lot of great bigs. I think Boo Buie will be tough, but you still got John L. Davis, Elijah Martin, and Vlad's been probably their best player this year. I like the big over there. I think Boo Buie can definitely have his way though with Nick Boyd at the point guard. This is probably my least favorite 5-12 matchup of this bracket. I'm taking San Diego State to down um UAB. UAB, I don't think deserved. I mean, I think they deserve more of a 13. The Blazers have been playing good recently, and both these teams aren't great 3-point shooters. And UAB's strength is, playing good inside defense. So I think that could be a problem for San Diego State. But I'm taking the Aztecs here. They're in this exact same position last year. And Jalen Ledee, I think, is going to will them to a win. I'm just not a big fan of UAB. If they got another 12, I think I would have picked San Diego State to get upset. Auburn as a 4 seed is a criminal. It's a criminal offense. They should be a 3. They'll take down Yale, who barely beat Brown in the Ivy League championship. Yale's a solid squad, but I'm taking the Tigers. I really wish they weren't in this East region, but I'll take Auburn. Duquesne, BYU is a tough one. I've seen these picks kind of go either or. BYU is a team. I mean, Day Davis is a great player. Duquesne is a very interesting team. Obviously, they won that run in the A10 tournament. BYU is a team that kind of does it by committee, shoots a lot of threes. Again, Duquesne, I think, is overrated as an 11. I thought it should be a 12, maybe even a 13. I'll take BYU to get the job done in round one. A team that I'm not a big fan of, but I love this matchup for them. I think BYU can overwhelm Duquesne with their shooting, with their pace, and they're used to high competition. I know this looks chalky, but I'm going Illinois. Their offense is just on another level. Terrence Shannon's playing at is it the best level he has all year. He got announced as third team All-American. He should be higher. He's been so good this year. Morehead State's pulled off an upset in the past. I don't think they pull it off here. It's just I'm not gonna pick any 3 or lower seeds to lose. It's just I can't. Washington State Drake's one of the best games. This one is a Thursday one at one of the last sips at 10:05. Great game here. Obviously, Drake got a bad run matchup last year with Miami in that first round. They bring back Tucker DeFreeze. What's their big man's name? Well, they have Aiton Wright. I think that's their big. He's been very good this year. I like Drake a lot. Obviously, Kyle Smith's done an amazing job at Wazoo, um, led by Miles Rice, who he's a freshman, but he's been in college for a while now. Has a great story, but these Drake Bulldogs, they got a bad matchup last year. I think this is a team of destiny. This Drake team took down Indiana State in the Missouri Valley Championship. I'm gonna take Drake, and I'm gonna take Iowa State over the Jackrabbits. Obviously, Iowa State's been playing amazing. So not many upsets in this East region. This is such a tough region to pick, but I'm going to take Drake as my one upset there. Let's move on to this. Let's move on to the South. Let's move on to the South. Houston over Longwood. Shout out Griff Aldridge for bringing Longwood back to a tournament. But I'm going to take Houston here. They're an absolute juggernaut as well. Really tough 8-9 matchup here between Nebraska and A&M. Obviously, Nebraska, Mask, Tomiyaga, they're great. They're a great 1-2 punch. Bryce Williams, also a very good player there, but Wade Taylor, Tyrese Radford, they put Manny Obasaki, is that his name? He's been really good since he's gone in the starting lineup there. A&M high expectations this year. They shoot the three a lot, but they don't shoot it at a great clip. Nebraska can get hot at times, but I think A&M's used to better competition in the SEC. I'll have Nebraska bowing out early. I think Fred Hoiberg's done an amazing job, but I'll take A&M to get this win and move on to the second round. Wisconsin JMU, obviously, this is a very tough matchup. This is one of the best games I think you'll have on the first round. JMU lost 3 games this year. They obviously started off the season with a bang, being Michigan State. Now they're getting a good chance here to take down another Big Ten team, Wisconsin, who started off the year really hot, played bad, played well in the Big Ten tournament here. Chucky Hepburn, Tyler Wall, and of course the guy AJ Storr. He's been super good this year. But JMU has Terrence Edwards, TJ Bickerstaff, Friedel, Xavier Brown. This team is very, very good. And JMU might be my Cinderella team. I'm taking on the upset Wisconsin. I'm throwing that bias in there. Yes, I'm throwing my JMU bias in there. But I gotta believe in the Dukes here. I've watched them play a lot this year. They are high tempo. They are polar opposites of Wisconsin. Wisconsin does not shoot the three well, and they shoot the three average, but they'll let you shoot the three a lot. On the other hand, JMU is a really, really good three-point shooting team and will shoot it a lot. I like JMU here. I think they play right into Wisconsin. Wisconsin plays right into their hands. They're gonna let JMU, shoot the ball. I like that. I'm taking Duke over Vermont. Look, Vermont's been in this tournament a bunch, and they're due for a win. I don't think it's here. I think Duke will bounce back after losing 2 games in a row. They're gonna get right. Flip, Jared, Proctor. Could see this one being tight, but I like Duke to get out of this first round and get back on the winning streak, the right side of the winning. Texas Tech, NC State's a really, really good one. Obviously, the Wolfpack here riding on a hot streak. They've got an incredible run going. Obviously, winning 5 games in 5 days. DJ Burns and DJ Horn, the 2 DJs, have been an elite duo. Last week, they've been very good all year. Texas Tech, kind of a team that's been up and down, has been very good in the Pac-12. They don't pride themselves as much on defense as they used to, but I will say Pop Isaacs and Darian Williams, they're a good duo. Let me check on Darian Williams' health. So it looks like Darian Williams will play. Warren Washington, on the other hand, may be out, but I still like this Red Raiders team to get the job done. If Darian Williams does not play, I'm taking NC State to win this game, but I'm going to go with Texas Tech. I've seen these red hot ACC teams win the conference tournament, whether it was Georgia Tech in 21, Virginia Tech in 22, and this year being NC State. They all lost in the first. Those 2 lost in the first round. I think the trend will continue, and Texas Tech wins if Darian Williams plays. If not, I'm probably taking State. Warren Washington doesn't look like he's going to play. I think he's doubtful or questionable. Darian Williams looks probable. We'll see if he's going to give it a go on Friday. Kentucky, Oakland. I'm just taking the Wildcats here. Obviously, with Kentucky's defense, anything can happen, but they're just too talented to lose in the first round. If they do, it'll be an all-time fumble by Calipari. But they lost to St. Peter's 2 years ago. I'm taking Florida regardless of who wins this Boise State Colorado game. I think I like Colorado's chances better against Florida with Cody Williams, Eddie Lampkin, and obviously KJ Simpson. But I'm gonna take the Gators. I really love Walter Clayton, Kugel, Poulin, Will Richard. This is a very, very good team. Florida, I mean, obviously their potential is through the roof good. But also it's risky because of the way they play to their competition. So I'm gonna take Florida regardless of who they play in this one. And I'm gonna take Marquette. Um, Obviously Tyler Kulik injury, we don't know. I expect him to be able to give it a go on Friday to get the extra day against Western Kentucky. Though, if there's gonna be a 15 to be a 2, I'm calling Western Kentucky right now. And if there is a 1 to win, or the 16 win, it'll be Longwood. So if Longwood wins against Houston, you can come back to this and I'll clip it out and be like, if I'm gonna say it right now, if a 1 seed wins, Longwood would be the 1 seed to win. I promise you that. Book it if it happens. But who knows? But if I had to pick one, it would be Longwood. And if it was a 2, I'm facing Western Kentucky. So those are my bold predictions. I'm not going to make that happen, but who knows? Purdue is going to win. If Purdue loses to a 16 again, all hell will break loose. It will be the funniest thing of all time, but I think this Purdue's team is different. I think they're way, way better than last year. Utah State versus TCU is the 8-9, another really tough one. I think TCU is actually the Vegas favorite in this one, which I'm a little surprised about. Great Osborne has been a problem in this one. They both scored a similar clip. Obviously, I think the metrics like TCU more, so I think that's why they're the favorites. But Utah State won the Mountain West outright. They made it to the semifinal of the tournament. I'm taking the Aggies here. I think that was a disrespectful rating for Utah State. I think TCU, I like TCU early in the year. They just haven't played great recently. PV Coles, Jameer Nelson Jr., but great Osborne. Ian Martinez should be a good 1-2 punch there for Utah State. I'm going to take the Aggies to get the shot done and move on to the second round. These two games right here, Gonzaga and McNeese, Kansas Sanford, are two of the toughest games for me to pick. McNeese has been probably the most trendy upset pick, at least the 12-5s, which everyone loves to take. And Will Wade's done an amazing job. He turned his team from I think they were an 8-win team or something like that to a 30-win team in 1 year. He's going to be a head coach somewhere else. If it's next year, I don't know. He will be. He's an insanely good coach, but he's going against Mark Few and Gonzaga, and this is a down Gonzaga team. The main concern about Gonzaga is depth, especially at their guards. You obviously got guys like Ryan Nembhard, who's been good, Nolan Hickman, but besides that, they really have no guards. Dusty Stromer off the bench, but their bigs are really, really good. Shahada Wells is the story for McNeese. The TCU transfer averages what? Is it 18, 17 points a game? Almost 18 a game there, which is a very good clip. But McNeese has, I'm taking the Zags in this one. I'm zigging when I'm zagging when everyone is zigging. I'm taking Gonzaga to get this one done and avoid the upsets. Mark Few, he wins big-time tournament games. This is a tough one for McNeese. I didn't like the draw they got. I think if they got almost every other 5, I would have picked McNeese. Is it McNeese State? I thought it used to be McNeese State, but maybe it's just McNeese now. But I would, any other 5, I take McNeese, but I'm rolling with the Zags. I said they're going to get one tournament win. I'm going to pick them to do that. Kansas Sanford. This is my biggest upset pick. I'm taking Sanford. I'm taking I need a Bulldog on Bulldog matchup. I'm taking Sanford. Here's why. Obviously, Kansas's health is the biggest concern. McCullough or Dickinson. I'm gonna go take a look at McCullough Dickinson health. So it looks like he thinks both of them should be able to play. We don't know McCullough. Bill Self said, but Sanford is a team that's gonna press you the whole game. It's Bucky ball. Bucky McMillan, one of the most brightest young coaches out there. Bucky McMillan's gonna press you. He's gonna run you. He's gonna sub in and out. Plays 10 players. They all can shoot. Aker. Is it Aker? Aker is the guy to know. He averages 16 a game. This team shoots the ball It's going to turn you over fast. They might turn the ball over some. Kansas, a team with not a lot of depth, battling injuries in altitude. I'm taking the Bulldogs. They're my Cinderella team to win this first game here. And I could see any four of these teams matching up, though. I will say I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Kansas McNeese second round. But I'm going with Samford to get the job done. They'll face Gonzaga. I love that matchup for Samford. I was very hyped when I saw that matchup. This 6-11 game this is a beyond tough one for me to pick. I think the Midwest is one of the hardest regions in the first round to pick. South Carolina, Lamont Parrish has done such an amazing job this year in just rebuilding the South Carolina squad. Michie Johnson, VJ Mack, Colin Murray Boyles, the freshman's been really, really good. Is it Talon Cooper? He can shoot the ball. They're a team that doesn't rely on one player. They're going to slow you down. They're going to grind out games. They're going to have to make difficult shots down the stretch to win games. On this Oregon team, Dana Altman's done an amazing job of bringing this Oregon team on a little run of recent. They've been injured all year. They don't have many players, but N'Faly Dante is a beast as a big, and I think that's the reason I'm picking the Ducks to win this game. Oregon's been under Dana Altman. Oregon's never lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament, and they're usually they've been double-digit seeds. They've done it as a 12. They've done it as a 10. I'm going to have them win this first-round game against South Carolina. Dante's been a dog as a big. He went perfect from the field in the Pac-12 championship. He was really good against Arizona. I think this Oregon team's hot. I didn't take Kansas. I didn't take NC State because they were hot. But the Pac-12, when last time a team that got hot in the Pac-12, it was Oregon State. They made the Elite Eight. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen with Oregon, but I will say I think they can continue this hot streak and beat South Carolina. I'm taking Creighton against Akron. I really like this Creighton team. You know, Akron got lucky to be here against Kent State, if I'm going to be honest. I'm taking Creighton to move on. Texas, here. This game's tough. I wanted to wait. This game's getting played on Thursday, but the play-in UVA versus Colorado State is tonight. And I'm making this statement right now. If Virginia wins, I'm actually going to take them to beat Texas because I think they're just going to continue. Virginia's weird. I'm going to say that. If Virginia loses, I'm taking Texas to beat Colorado State. So I'm going to put Virginia right now. Colorado State, I think Virginia matches up well with both these teams. Obviously, their defense is the story for Virginia. Their offense is shit. And I don't think Virginia should have been in. I was the one campaigning for Virginia not to be in the NCAA tournament. But they get in. They got a chance to go win a game in Dayton tonight. Should be a really, really good one. I'm going to lean Virginia in this one. I'm going to lean. I don't love it, but I'm going to lean Virginia. But if Colorado State wins, I'm going to change my pick to Texas. But I'm going to have either one of those teams losing in the second round anyways to Tennessee. I'm just going to let that know. So I'm going to take Tennessee. I don't know if the Peacocks can do it again. It would be funny, but it's a new team, new coach. Howard Wagner's the first game of the night. Tip off in about, what is this, an hour or so? No, an hour and a half maybe. That should be, fun game. I'm taking UNC to beat either of those teams. Mississippi State, Michigan's really, really tough for me. The Bulldogs, another team that had actually higher expectations this year and didn't really live up to them completely. But Josh Hubbard's been a great story over there, the freshman. Tolu Smith has been really good. This team made the tournament last year as a first four team in. They're back in this year after, beating Tennessee, got a big win there. I was saying they've been kind of flying under the radar all year, and this Michigan State team hasn't. Tyson Walker, Malik Hall, AJ Hoggard, and then some of the freshmen. This Michigan State team, I think, should have been. I think I had them in barely. They get a 9. It's Tom Izzo March. I'm gonna take Michigan State to win. It's Tom Izzo March. I think they'll get the job done and win 1. It's so hard to trust this Michigan State team, but I'm gonna take them to win this game. St. Mary's Grand Canyon. I think every year St. Mary's gets in, I pick them to lose in the first round. I'm changing that strategy this year and taking St. Mary's. I really think this Gales team is is good. They beat Gonzaga twice this year. They got off to a bad start of the year. Who knows they don't do that, how high seed St. Mary's. They've been playing some of the best basketball in the past month. And their defense is a main story. I think Grand Canyon's a good team. I just don't know how great they are, and I like St. Mary's to actually get the job done here in advance. I hated this matchup I hate this matchup. Or I like this matchup for Bama. I'm not a Bama fan at all, but I'm taking them to beat Charleston. These teams kind of play similar styles, and Bama's played good against bad teams this year. They just don't play good against good teams. This game's gonna be decided in the 80s. Obviously it's an Alabama game. They gave up 80 points a game. They scored 90. I think this game could both teams. I think the over-under of this game should probably be around 175, 180. I'm gonna take Bama to win this shootout. Mark Sears got named an All-American. This should be a high-scoring game, but I'm going to take Bama to win. New Mexico's a favorite over Clemson for a reason. They're hot. They shouldn't have been 11. Clemson got screwed in this matchup. I think PJ Hall can be a force with Nelly Joseph. Is that his name? The big is not New Mexico's strongest shoot, but Jalen House, Jamal Mashburn, Dent, I love this New Mexico team. I've been liking New Mexico all year, and then they almost sold me in the middle of the stretch. And apparently they had to go win the Mountain West to get in, which don't even get me started on that. I'll take New Mexico to beat Clemson and advance to the second round. I'm taking Baylor over Colgate. I think Colgate has a great chance of pulling off this upset. Baylor kind of plays into Colgate's hands a little bit, and Colgate's made the tournament a lot similar to Vermont. I think they're due for a win, but I'm not going to predict it. I'm just not going to predict it. I think Colgate is again a good chance of winning this one. I'm not going to take them, but I'm taking the Bears. Dayton, Nevada is a tough first round matchup. Again, what I said was I think these seeds should be switched, so I'm going to take Nevada. Jared Lucas, Blackshear, I really love them too as a 1-2 punch. I think Deron Holmes can give him trouble. I think Nevada's going to have to play really good defense and make other people beat them from Dayton. But I believe in the Mountain West. I think they're going to be out to prove. How many Mountain West teams I got advancing to the second round? I got 4. Yeah, I got 4 Mountain West out of the 6. I got Boise State and Colorado State not advancing because I'm having Virginia do it. If it's Colorado State, I'll take Texas. I'm gonna have 4 out of the 6 get in. Every team that made in without being in the on the bubble is gonna be in. I'm gonna take Zona to beat Long Beach State. I don't think that's too controversial. Boom! The first round is done, which is the most fun part. And then we get to the second round, and this is where if you want to go win your brackets, your bracket pools or whatever, this is where you're gonna have to lock in and get your Elite 8 teams and Final Four teams right. I think UConn's going to dethrone FAU. Could have been a potential national championship matchup last year if Lamont Butler doesn't make that shot. It's not. I think FAU, they're a dangerous team, but this UConn team, absolute juggernaut. I'll have them moving on to the Sweet 16 and break that curse of reigning champs losing in the first weekend. Saying to say Auburn's an interesting one, but what I said earlier was Auburn is underrated. Should not have been a 4. John A. Broom's going to be a problem for Jalen Ledee. This Auburn team plays with so much energy. Their offense is so amazing. And they play really, really tough defense. Gritty. Katie Johnson's one of those guys that can come in. Trey Donaldson, Jalen Williams. I really like this Auburn team. I would maybe have them as a Final Four team if they weren't in the East. I'm not too confident in BYU winning this first round game, so I'm going to take Illinois to advance. I picked Illinois to win the national championship 2 years ago, and they lost in the second round. Hopefully, this Illinois team doesn't fuck me here. But I love T-Shan. I take it back. I love the way T-Shan plays. I love watching him play basketball. Domask has been really good. Coleman Hawkins makes just so many big plays that kind of go unnoticed. I think this Illinois team is due for a run. They've kind of been underwhelming these last couple of years in the tournament. So I'm going to take Illinois to get the job done here in advance to the Sweet 16. I'm not a huge believer in BYU. I think they got a really nice first round matchup. Drake, Iowa State, big game here. The battle of the 2 teams in Iowa. And this game, where is this game? Is this game in like Kansas City or something? It's a very, maybe not Kansas City. Where this game's getting played. I actually don't know where it's getting played. I think it's getting played somewhat close. Maybe it's in St. Louis, so I don't know. Iowa State obviously is red hot. They just destroyed Houston. Everyone's loving Iowa State. They should not have been the 8th overall team. It's a preposterous thing that happened. But something about Drake. Do I like Drake? Yes. Do I like Take Care? Do I like Scorpion? Do I like Views? Yes. Maybe that's why. But something about these Bulldogs. I'm a big Bulldogs guy. I got Drake. I got the Duke Dogs. I got Samford Bulldogs. I got Gonzaga Bulldogs. I'm a Bulldogs type of guy. Give me Drake and Tucker to freeze to the Sweet 16 here. I just have a feeling. I can't really give another explanation besides I have a feeling in Drake. Yeah, sorry. Houston A&M. I think A&M, if A&M gets hot, they have a chance to beat Houston this year. I feel like these teams, I guess, didn't play. They did play this year. I knew they played. This could be a rematch from the Houston won by 4 on the 16th. I felt like, yeah, these teams did play. So they played. I don't know if this was an actual road game or what. Maybe it was a neutral. I can't remember. But I think Houston's going to beat them twice. It's hard to beat a team 3 times. It's not too hard to beat them twice. I'm going to take Houston to get to the Sweet 16. Their defense is too good. A&M doesn't shoot the 3-ball great, man. You know, that's how you got to beat Houston, is do that. Or just shut down their offense. And that's A&M's not a team that really, you know, is an amazing defensive team. This is one of the toughest games to pick. The James Madison Dukes versus Duke. I always say you gotta be different in March Madness brackets, or at least a little different if you want to go win. I've been saying it all year. It's the year of the Dukes. This team it's a team of destiny. You beat Michigan State to start the year. Your football team was amazing. You get a bid in March Madness for the first time in over a decade. Something about these Dukes, man. Something about Terrence Edwards. My boy, TJ Bickerstaff, who follows me on Instagram. So shout out to TJ. One sec. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. That's a picture of me and TJ Bickerstaff. It's a picture of me and TJ Bickerstaff. And you think I'm picking against them? You think I'm picking against the Duke Dogs? Give me JMU in the Sweet 16, baby. Give me the JMU Dukes in the Sweet 16. Come on. Texas Tech to Kentucky. I'm just taking Kentucky. Look, I'm not too confident Texas Tech even to get to this round. It might, if Darian Williams doesn't play, I'm taking NC State. I'm taking Kentucky. This team is so talented. This 2-7 matchup is one of the toughest ones. I think Tyler Kulik's doing good. Let me make sure Tyler Kulik's doing good. Let's see. He's missed what? How many games now has he missed? 9? He's missed 9 games in a row. Oh, 6. I was going to say. He's missed 6 games. He's been practicing. The plan is for him to play. Man, this is such a tough match for me. Marquette lost last year in the second round to Kansas State. Or no, to Michigan State. Now they get Florida. Do I want to go with the Gators here is the question. I really don't know who I'm going to go with. This is one of the toughest picks for me. Like, this is one of the toughest ones for me to choose. Do I go with Florida or do I go with Marquette? This is all subject to change. I have not thought about this matchup. I thought about most of them. I love Walter Clayton. He averages 17 a game. Holy shit. I did not realize that. Look, Marquette got swept by UConn. Florida plays their competition so nice, and they could get really hot. But I'm going to take Marquette. I think Shaka Smart, he's not been able to get it done in the tournament recently, but I'm going to take Marquette to get to the Sweet 16 here. Assuming Kulik's healthy. I don't feel confident. I'm taking Purdue. Purdue's going to get out of the second weekend, which will be huge for them. I like this. I think Utah State matches up pretty nicely with them. They got size to do so. But what I say, Braden Smith, Lance Jones are different this year. They can shoot the ball way better. Gonzaga, Samford. I think this is when the Samford run ends. They get one good win, but I'm taking the Zags to get to another Sweet 16. I just really love how the Zags are playing. Oregon, Creighton. Tough one here. The Ducks are going to be red hot going into this game. but I think Kalkbrenner's the perfect guy to go against Dante. I'm going to take Creighton to the Sweet 16 here. I really like the Blue Jays. They just need some more depth to come out, and that's a little problem for Creighton, but it's not a huge one. I'm going to take the Blue Jays. I'm taking Tennessee regardless of who they play, whether it's Texas or if it's Virginia. I'm going to take Tennessee to win that game. This was tough. I could see a potential upset here, but I can't trust Michigan State to win back-to-back games. I'm going to take North Carolina to the Sweet 16 here, riding high. I'm taking St. Mary's to dethrone Bama. St. Mary's is the perfect team to just slow Bama down, make them take tough shots. Bama's going to be uncomfortable in this one. I think St. Mary's is a very good Sweet 16 team, and this UNC St. Mary's game should be phenomenal. Baylor, New Mexico. Baylor, New Mexico. Jacoby Walter, Reggie Dennis. This is a team that shoots the three very, very well. They're one of the best in the nation here. New Mexico is a team that can score the ball in bunches, led by Jalen House, Jamal Mashburn. I've already talked about this New Mexico team a lot. I said I was a huge fan of New Mexico this year. I'm riding with my Lobos to the Sweet 16. So how many double-digit seats am I going to have in there? Because I'm going to take Zona to take down Nevada. I just think this Arizona team's played so good on neutral courts this year. I'm going to take Arizona. So I got three double-digit seeds in the Sweet 16. I think that's a fair bracket. I think that's, I think it's not bad. It's not bad. Let's get to my Elite Eight. It's where things get hard, and this is where you make your money when you get to the Sweet 16 to the Elite Final Four. This is where the picks really, really matter. UConn over Auburn. This Huskies team is a juggernaut. I think Auburn matches up really well for them. This should be one of the best games of the tournament if it does happen, if we get the chalk 1-4. But I'm going to take UConn. I'm taking Illinois. Drake should be a really tough one here, but I'm believing in the Illini to get through to the Elite Eight here. Terrence Shannon, Marcus Domask. I believe in this Illinois team, man, and I feel like I could get kicked in the ass for it. The Big Ten champs have not done well in tournaments recently, so maybe I should go with Drake to make an Elite Eight run, but I'm not that bold. I'm just not that bold, and I wish I was. I wish I was that bold. Should I be that bold? Should I have a Drake in the Elite Eight? Should I have the Bulldogs as a team of destiny to get to the Elite Eight? The thing is, it would suck if they lose in the first round. But I'm looking at all my brackets, I'm thinking, who am I going to take? And it's like, I don't know. I'm taking Illinois. I'm taking Illinois. I'm trusting in Illinois. I think this is one of my JMU run ends. Houston will just be overwhelming James Madison. I like JMU's first matchups, but I think Houston overwhelms them and they get the win there with a week to prepare. And then Kentucky, Marquette. I wasn't too confident Marquette getting to the Sweet 16, so I'm going to take Kentucky to get to my Elite Eight. I look at it, kind of similar logos, UK, UH. I'm trusting this Kentucky talent. Purdue, Gonzaga. I think Purdue. I trust Purdue this year to get to the Elite Eight. Maybe I'm a fool, and I hope I am. I've been saying all year long I'm a Purdue hater, but I'm gonna take the Boilermakers to the Elite Eight. And here, this should be such a good one. Creighton, Tennessee is tough. I could see this one going either way. I really could. I'm gonna take Creighton slightly over Tennessee. I think Tennessee will have one bad offensive game, and this is gonna be the one. They're not gonna be able to get things at the rim. They're gonna have to rely on Connect a lot, and Creighton doesn't have to rely on one guy, which I like. So give me Creighton to the Elite Eight for back-to-back years. I'm taking Zona over New Mexico. I think this is when New Mexico run ends. I could see New Mexico getting past Arizona, but I really like this Arizona team. And this is one of the toughest matchups I have. I have a 1-3, 1-3. And do I have all 4 ones making the Elite Eight? Is this the year for that? No. I got the Gales advancing to the Elite Eight. Something about this Gales team is different in my opinion. Marcelonis, Aiden Mahaney, they like the big time moment. I got the Gales in the Elite Eight. It's a bold move. I want to see UNC Arizona, but I can't have all ones in my Elite Eight. It's just not. It's not smart. I'm gonna take the Gales. I am. I'm taking a St. Mary's run to the Elite Eight. I think they're going to be calming down. They're not going to let Carolina get out in transition. They can throw bys with Mitchell Sexton at Baycott, and then they're going to have to, RJ might be a problem, but I'm going to take the Gales there. I'm taking UConn in the Final Four of Illinois. I just don't think their defense will be enough for UConn. Houston's in my finals. They're just going to overwhelm Kentucky. I'm taking Arizona to get past St. Mary's and end their run. So we're going to have Arizona in that Final Four. Caleb Love back in the Final Four for the second time in his career. Toughest one here. I've been Purdue hater all year. So this is why it's going to have to stop here, Purdue. I'm not rooting for Purdue to get to the Final Four. I think fans would be disappointed if they didn't. Creighton matches up just so nicely with Purdue. I think they're more experienced. Kalkbrenner can, match up with Edey. They're both going to stay out of foul trouble. I like Creighton here to get to the Final Four as a 3. And do I do the most chalky championship? Or do I make it a Big East battle? Or do I have Arizona going to the chip? I hate to be that guy. But I'm doing the chalky final. I'm doing the best two. They're the best 2 teams in the nation for a reason. Right? They're the best 2 teams in the nation for a reason. Houston defense, Jamal Shead. This is their year. UConn's unbeatable. Spencer, Newton, Caravan, Klingon, Stephon Castle, Samson Johnson. And when you get to the championship, are the lights bright enough? UConn won it last year. There hasn't been a back-to-back national champion since 2008, 7 with Florida. There has never been a national champion to win it. There's never been a team to win it from a league with under 4 bids. The Big East has 3. I mean, that's because of bid stealers, but they have 3. So the history books say UConn shouldn't win it. It should be Houston, the number 1 team in the net in KenPom. Or maybe not in KenPom. Actually, I think UConn's number 1. Number 1 team in the net in Torvik. They've been number 1 in an AP poll a lot of this year. Kelvin Sampson's trying to get his first championship. Dan Hurley's trying to go back-to-back. And if this game happens, it's the game we deserve as college basketball fans after all the hate we get of love in this sport. The best 2 teams. I usually don't predict the best 2 teams in the championship, but that's what I'm doing this year. And I'm going against the history books. I've watched this UConn team all year, and they're different. They're different in every team. Dan Hurley is different. He doesn't give a fuck. He wants to win so badly, he'll do anything to do it. He pushes his team to another level. Tristan Newton, this team wants it more. And I've seen them lose at Creighton, get beat. They've looked dominant ever since. I'm taking UConn in about a 70-64. No, I'm going to take 69-64 victory. So what would that be? 153? No, not 153. 133? 133? 133. I think that's math. I think that's correct. That's correct math. 133. UConn over Houston. Could be subject to change, but that's my bracket right now. I'm going to keep looking at it, but right now that's my bracket. UConn winning it all over Houston. My Final Four, UConn, Arizona, Houston, and Creighton. I really like it. The only thing is St. Mary's over UNC. I could go UNC here because I want this matchup so bad. It'd fucking feed families, dude. It would feed families. But it's just 1-2, 1-2, 1-3, 1-3. That never happens. I think I need a wrench. I think St. Mary's is my wrench to make the Elite Eight. And maybe I'm an idiot because Grand Canyon could beat them in the first round. They really could. But why not? Why not be an idiot? I'm submitting it. I never believe in St. Mary's, so this is the yard. I zig. I've been zagging. I need a zig now. There it is. I filled out my 2024 bracket. Again, I may change this. UConn's going to be my champion, but I may change some other things. My Final Four is going to stay the same. I guarantee it, but some smaller things could change. I think I'll see you on Thursday or Friday morning, Thursday night, Friday morning to recap everything from the first day. Thanks for watching, and let me know about your bracket down below. Peace.